the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
Which is him and Drake May are like QB 1A, 1B. I think getting the QB rookie contract kind of resets the clock for Matt Eberflus in a year where they need to show some improvement on offense. You cannot go in with everything being the exact same. You know, you change offensive coordinator, you gotta do something different at the quarterback spot. Justin Fields, while incredibly talented, is still a relative unknown, and you're gonna have to give that fifth year option. You're gonna have to do something later on down the line. I'd end up trading him. I think the thing now is who is going to trade for him. I think Atlanta wants a drafted quarterback. I think they're more likely going to trade up to try and draft a quarterback rather than trade for Justin Fields. I think Vegas was interesting Vegas was interesting until they hired Luke Getsy, and then I was like, never mind. Pittsburgh would be cool. Arthur Smith would be, and Justin Fields, that would be cool. Outside of that, I mean, the pickings get really slim. You're looking at maybe, depending on what happens with Baker, maybe Tampa. I don't know. Sheesh. I mean, you go around the NFL at this point, who needs a quarterback that isn't in a spot to pick one? You know, like Minnesota, but I don't know if Minnesota wants to do that trade within the division. They've seen the guy twice already, like for the last 3 years, and hasn't been any impressive. So I'm trading the pick. You can also get probably at least like a second, fourth, sixth. Sam Darnold got a second, fourth, and a sixth. Justin Fields can get that in a deal. And you can build that roster around the future quarterback.
Do you do the same, Evan? Do you trade Fields and the pick? Do you just trade Fields and take Caleb or Drake? What do you do if you're Ryan Proles?
Taking Caleb Williams, there's nothing you could do to make me take Drake May. It's nothing against him. I think he's a good quarterback. Obviously, I'm not watching a lot of college football, but from what I've seen,
you're not grinding the Mac Brown UNC tape.
No,
Trez Walker last year came in the middle of the year. Like, hey,
I could tell you a lot about Bo Nix.
A lot of quick stuff.
I think Bo Nix will be a very good backup.
I don't know. Bo Nix is going to be like, if Bo Nix was.
Bo Nix is going to be every single quarterback that we've seen in the last 15 years. We're like, I don't know, this guy could be it. And then it's Jake Locker, Ryan Mallett. Like, just.
Is he Alex Smith?
No, dude. Alex Smith is a damn good quarterback.
Okay.
Bo Nix is Baker Mayfield if he didn't have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Dave Canales. Yeah. So if he goes to a place that doesn't have a Mike Evans,
I mean, Baker went number 1 overall though,
or Dave Canales, and then what happened?
He was okay in Cleveland. He was good this past year in Tampa. Baker's not bad
again with Dave Canales,
yeah,
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. If Bo Nix doesn't go to that, in the NFL, it's going to take him a while for him to actually become a starting quarterback.
Well, that's the thing. Is like if the Falcons took him at 8, I think he'd be solid. Like with the weapons the Falcons have.
Incredibly stupid of the Falcons.
I'm not disagreeing, but I think he wouldn't fail. Like I think he'd be okay.
Hindsight's 2020, but I would have rather Kyle Shanahan traded a first and a second round pick for Bo Nix than 3 first rounds for Trey Lance.
Yeah, but the Trey Lance.
I think Bo Nix would do really well in Kyle's offense.
Again, look, if Brock Purdy can run it, Bo Nix can probably.
Oh, come on, give the guy something.
I'm just if
you know what's happened with Niners fans. There's so many parallels to me, and I don't know if you see this because you're a college guy too, JP. But they remind me so much of Georgia, like the early Kirby years at Georgia, where they have the best roster every year.
The Jake Fromm years.
Yes, they're in their Jake Fromm era, and then Stetson Bennett's the one who wins the title. So it could be Brock. Like Brock could be their Stetson. Like there's just a lot of parallels to me to those.
What
two.
I'm saying is the biggest benefactor of Brock Purdy actually being a thing in the NFL is Bo Nix.
Yeah.
An experienced starter who played a lot in college, not very great athletically, not very great at many things, but if you get them in an offense with a great play caller and the Monstars, it could happen. We'll see.
Who do you think works the most? Because this is something you think about the NBA draft all the time, and like guys where it's like if Kawhi doesn't get drafted by the Spurs, like how many different places does he not work out at, and we never see a Hall of Fame type career. I wonder in terms of fit, like if you drop Drake May into any of the 32 teams around the league, and you drop Caleb Williams into any of the 32 teams around the league, who do you think is more likely to work out on more of those teams? Is it Drake or is it Caleb?
So I think honestly, their biggest issues are kind of similar, where they are both too aggressive at times. I think Drake May is a better processor in the short areas of the field. And it just depends on whether you put Caleb Williams' final season on him or on Lincoln Riley and Cliff Kingsbury, which is why I don't want Washington to pick Caleb Williams, because you're just sending him back to Cliff Kingsbury, who is a very bad offensive coordinator. Like he sucks. He is terrible offensive coordinator. I don't know. I don't know if you drop them onto any of the 32 teams, who would end up being better. I just know it depends on what kind of flavor you want in your quarterback. What are you looking for when you want to see like NFL quarterback? I think Caleb Williams is a better creator, has better field vision when it comes to maneuvering the pocket, but I think Drake May is more subtle pocket movement. It's the little things that Drake May does well, on top of being an extremely aggressive downfield thrower. It feels similar to the Justin Herbert 2020 discussion. I'm not saying that they're going to have similar careers or Drake May is Justin Herbert. I'm saying they're kind of similar in play style when they were entering the NFL draft. And the discussion has gotten really similar to Justin Herbert when he was at Oregon, because also Justin Herbert's offense at Oregon stunk, and Drake May's offense in North Carolina stunk because they didn't have any good receivers. The offensive line sucked, and Chip Lindsey was bad.
Chip Lindsey's been bad everywhere he's gone.
Oh, yeah. How does he keep getting jobs?
I don't know. Jim Chaney just got the OC job at Georgia State with Del McGee.
Hey, look, I can't blame him, because, look, they're like, what, a week out from spring practice? Somebody's got to take the job.
There is some hilarious corollaries, though, because Jim Chaney was the OC at Tennessee when Tennessee lost at home to Georgia State years ago. So there's some crossover there. So that's great. Evan, more interested in how the Rams or Seahawks try and catch San Francisco next year? Who are you more invested in this offseason?
Rams. The Rams.
Why is it the Rams?
An insane draft this year. And not only that, but Matt Stafford played. I mean,
nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas podcast. Hell yeah.